realistically, I find there are two punches that are really, really advanced in karate. There's the heavy punch with weight, and then there's the snap type punch that is more of a whip. The whip one's interesting. Like, when you watch traditional styles, where like they keep their feet like this and you don't see these big hip wind-ups, the way that they get away with this is they do like a little figure eight in their hips, like this. So when you do this, it creates that, right? There's a wave, a snap, and a pullback. And realistically, that happens right there. It doesn't happen from back here. You're not trying to whip it from here. You're throwing it out there like you're throwing a whip out, and at the end of it, you crack it. And you use that snap and that figure eight in the body to generate force in a very small space. That's why when you do things like Sanshin, you can generate that kind of force. You can't generate force in Sanshin if you're tense. It doesn't work that way. There has to be this wave in the body. You have to have that figure eight. And they roll, right? See like that. So this is not a push punch. When I hit him, what happens is this goes like this, it goes in, it cracks, and it comes back. Because I want to crack it into the body. It's a shock. You want it to go into the body and stick and shake around inside. It's a very devastating punch. It requires a lot of relaxation in the body. It requires a lot of good timing at the end. But when you hit, it's a different feel. It goes inside and it sinks and like it spreads. It's really unpleasant. The problem with this punch is it's very shock on the body, right? As you get older, this constant snap on the body puts a lot of wear and tear on it. So you can do this punch your whole life. You just got to do it sparingly. I mean, I want you to view this as baseball, right? Certain pitches aren't as good for your arm as other pitches. It doesn't mean you don't throw them. You just throw them less. So maybe I throw one curveball to every 6 fastballs. So think of it that way. The other punch I find is very helpful in karate, especially as you get older, is weight transfer. So instead of this really hard snap, what you have to learn to do is relax the hips, bring your mass back, and then bring your mass forward and just center it like this, right? So if I was going to throw a baseball, at the end of my motion, see, everyone sees the turn. But what they see is they see this, or they think this is what they're doing. It's not what they're doing. When you watch, there's a hip like this that comes forward before that motion. So if I'm here, this extends like this, and then this hinges over, and then comes this. But what people don't see is this push here. And that's where the power comes from. So instead of me turning early, what I want to do is I want to relax and I want to drop my mass on him. This requires less wind up. I don't want to do this and do this because it takes too long and my hand will end up behind. What you have to learn to do is just drop the hand on him very heavy and then take your mass and explode like that. Take your mass and shift it. Not unlike a baseball, if it goes far enough, yes, your hip's going to turn at some point because it has to break. So once my hips go like this, and they've hit that full extension, if I go like this and I turn, you see how it finishes the turn just like you would throw a ball. But that doesn't happen until after the hit's delivered. If you turn the hips early while you're hitting this, your energy's going to go this way while your hand goes that way and you're going to split. So make sure when you hit them that your mass and your hips come to them first, and then it breaks over. And you can generate a lot of force on that thing. And if you make it heavy, it will sink into the body. Now, the reason I like this one is because it's less damaging to the body. So as you get older, your ability just to go boom and land heaviness on them without putting that really heavy shock on you is important. So when you're training as you get older especially, you still want to maintain crack and snap. You got to, because it's an important tool in your toolbox. But again, it's very stressful on your body. So learn them both. This way you can deliver sometimes cracked, but as you get older, you can still deliver power without ruining yourself.